Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dion. I can't believe I almost forgot chapstick. This is cake that I was about to put on my eyeshadow primer. We're doing something else today, and I know I've been uploading like every day because I'm trying to figure out what's really going to be decluttered. And so, Fenty Brow Pencil, of course, that ain't going nowhere. Pat Primer, which is just about done. And the Pat Foundation M18. We did the something. We did House Labs, bronzer, blush, highlighter, Hourglass Radiant Light all over. Also Fashion Fair Set It Loose powder and Truly Tawny to set the face before we did all the powders. And then we sprayed with the Scandinavia spray, the bridal one. So that is everything that's on our face. I have everything pulled out. Hopefully I didn't forget anything. I didn't write down what's going where, but I'm looking at stuff thinking... You may notice the lighting is different. I do not have on the track lights. And so I'm going to see when I edit this and when I watch it on my TV, like how this video looks. And so that's why you're seeing shadows over here because these lights are not on. So I'm still just trying to see what's what with the lights. We're experimenting today, not a lab coat experiment. This is just for me to help determine what I'm going to keep and what I'm not going to keep. And y'all going to think I bumped my head. So we're going to pair Mothership number 7, Divine Rose, with Mothership number 1, Subliminal. Y'all know Subliminal is not going anywhere. Because I saw something. When I was looking at these the other day, I had a thought, even though I don't like pairing to be a requirement, I thought, what if we paired this with Subliminal just to get added depth? And this is what I saw. Like, even this way... Looking at these palettes, if you look at from both palettes as it is, how they're lined up, if you look at the first 6 shades of each palette, that can be a look because the Subliminal shades will give the top half from your viewing of Divine Rose depth. And even looking at the 2 bottom rows, this quad right here, these 4 and these 4 here, the way that they're lined up, that can be a look as well because it'll give you some depth and it'll give you that pop of blue. And also the way it's lined up, Divine Rose Celestial shades are at the top and Subliminal Celestial shades are at the bottom. And so looking at it this way, this can be like one entire palette. And so I thought, let me just pair them. And I went through my gallery. I had not paired Mothership 1 with Mothership 7, so I thought, you know what, let's do it and see, because I do like the looks that I've done with Divine Rose on its own, but it's just very not my vibe. But the looks were very easy. This is an extremely easy palette to use, not a lot of fuss, not a lot of mess. The looks were pretty. I think it was a couple. I was like, even though it's not my vibe, I mean, everything was really nice. And it's not messy, so that's always a bonus. And so I'm just really trying to decide. So we're going to prime the lids. I'm going to do the intro, and then we'll get into the look. Hello and welcome. If this is your first time here, this is the Fenty Eyeshadow Primer, which is the only primer I use. Sometimes I put a shadow base on top of it, either Inglot or MAC, or even Lethal. No. Melt Cosmetics for that matter. They're gel liners as a shadow base. But if you're here for the first time, thank you for being here. I appreciate you joining. I would love for you to browse through my playlists and see if you like my content. And if you do, I would love for you to subscribe, of course, like, share, join if you're interested in doing that as well. There's a lot of links below for your shopping ease. However, please shop responsibly. Don't just shop just to shop. The links are affiliated, and so that does further help my channel. You just being here helps out my channel. So I will never say, if you want to support my channel, use this link, or if you want to support my channel, do such and such, because you being here supports my channel. But if you want to do more, those are options, and also thanks and super chats. But anyway, the crazy part of the Crazy Troll Nation is I sometimes haphazardly do the intro and go on rants like I just did. But the crazy part, that is part of it though, seriously. But the crazy is also just enjoying doing videos, knowing it's okay to be your authentic self, not trying to be someone or something else other than who you are. Knowing it's okay to just be you, however you are. Your people will find you. And also enjoying the other channels you watch here on YouTube. The troll part is not caring too much. I just got a serious itch like right here in the corner of my eye, and that just reminded me I forgot to put liner on my lower lash line. That is like a serious itch like right there. That is so weird. Not caring too much about the beauty community standards. That's the troll part, because we'll hear you must use this, you must use that, you must do it this way. Listen, use what you want to, however you want to get your makeup on in a way that you are satisfied with it, because you set the standard for yourself here at the Crazy Troll Nation. We are about self-acceptance and self-love, embracing your natural features, enhancing them if you want to, when you want to, but never feeling like you have to. I'm trying to find a liner to put on. Yeah, love yourself for who you are and for how you look, even without face paint on. I don't even remember if I already said that. This is the NYX Retractable Eyeliner. Shade is in Deep Purple. I don't know what we're putting on lower lash line yet, but I think I do now that I just like glanced down at the palette. So, but that's what we stand for. That's who we are here. That's what we do. Yeah, so just love yourself. What you feel about yourself and what you think about yourself. Now this eye is like looking glassy from me just doing what I did with the outer corner. I forgot what sentence I was saying. So that's what we do here. That's what we're about. Y'all, I'm all over the place. I feel like I haven't filmed in days, and it's only been like 2 days. It feels longer than that because I went through ocular migraines on and off for days, and migraines on and off for days. My hormones have been acting up again, as they do. So yeah, and the migraine med makes me loopy, and so I feel like today is the 15th of January. I thought it was like the 17th. Like I really felt like more time had passed, because when I go through bouts with taking my migraine med, and I feel like I'm losing time because it makes me loopy, and then I'm sleeping more, I feel like more time has gone by. And so I was really surprised today when I was editing a video, and in the video I said, today is January 13th. And I'm like, what? Like, I didn't film that 2 days ago. I checked my calendar. I filmed it 2 days ago. And I'm just like, damn. And so thankfully I didn't lose time, but I was just so out of it. It just felt like time was just flying by, and it really wasn't. So that's kind of strange, because sometimes I do lose time. I'll be like, oh, it's Wednesday. It'll be like Saturday. And I'm like, what? like, where was I? What happened? And it's usually when I do go through having the migraines and taking the migraine med. So it's really weird that this time is in reverse, where I did not lose time. So we're going to start with Mothership number 7, Divine Rose. We're going to start here. This is Astral Solstice. Then we're going to go to, so it's going to start out ethereal. We'll see how it ends up. Next to that, we're going to put VR Rose Venus. Next to that, we're going to put Rose Dusk, and then we're going to move over to Mothership number 1, Subliminal. For the first 2 shades, we're using an Esom V27 brush. And we're gonna, I didn't tap off because this will just stick pat. You see that? Just pat and press, and it is there. And yeah, so that's how we're gonna put this on. Thank you for being here. I don't know how long this video is going to be. I'm hoping it's, you know what, I'm going to just go ahead and air this before I do my radical declutter video, because if I decide not to keep Divine Rose, it won't make sense to show this video after I've gotten rid of it. And by getting rid of it, I mean it'll be in my Mercari store. My Mercari link is down below. If you're not on Mercari, it's easy to set up. If you just click on it, it'll guide you through what you need to do. And the reason I like using Mercari is because it calculates shipping for you. Because when I calculate shipping, it's always wrong. And then I end up owing for shipping. So I like that Mercari does that. And I noticed recently that it comes out, it shows ground shipping a lot. And even for other stuff, when I'm at the kiosk sending stuff in the lobby of the post office. And I think, now we're going to the second shade. This side's already tearing downward, I could feel it. It said that ground, USPS ground, is the new first class. And I'm like, what? So I don't know why they're changing the wording, but they are. Yeah, it's because I was wondering why everything was coming up ground. But that's how it goes anyway. It goes on a truck and it goes to where it goes. And so, but it just kind of, I'm overlapping this first shade, where the first shade is, and then I'm just pulling it over just to get somewhat of a blend because it doesn't really look blended. So yeah, I was just kind of like, what? Yeah, I had one more pack. Well, I sold something on Mercari, so I have to package that up. But today, again, today is January 15th. We're overlapping again. Something sold on Mercari, but I needed to go back. I am just switching up my sentences. Excuse me, y'all. We have like a rain, snow, sleet thing going on today, and the temperature was 28 degrees, and it hasn't been like below 30 in weeks. And so I didn't go out, so I don't know if it's, you know, black ice out there or whatever. But I sold something on Mercari, so I do want to get back to the post office to mail that out. And when I was at the post office the other day mailing stuff, I think it was Thursday. Yeah, it was Thursday. One of the packages needs to go overseas, and I forgot. And I had went to the post office. It was like 8 o'clock at night. And so I need to go back when the inside is open, so that so they can do the customs forms and all of that stuff. And now we're going to move to this shade. This is a Fenty 230 brush. If y'all want me to stop saying the names of the brushes, let me know. And you know what, I could ask in the community tab, because that might be quicker and easier, because by the time you see this, oh, you'll see this video in I think like a week. I'll ask in the community tab, but then the videos between now and this one, I'll still be saying what brushes they are. Because those of you who have been here, you see the same brushes. But if you're new here, I think it is helpful. And sometimes I think to just say, you know, flat shader brush, fluffy shader brush, because it doesn't matter the exact brush. For me, it's just the type of brush. And sometimes I do say why I choose a certain brush over another brush. And I do think that's more important than the actual name and number of a brush. You know what I'm saying? So this is very light, very thorough, very easy. You see, we're just blowing right through it. Do I see? I can't say that I see fallout. I think I do, but I don't know, because we also put radiant light under here, which gives radiance. And so I don't really know, is it radiant light or is it actual fallout? And one thing about this palette, like the shades don't really fall out that much. So we have 3 shades from that palette. So now we're going to move over to Mothership number 1, Subliminal. We're going to take this shade and put this on the outer corner. This shade is Substance. And then we're going to take Extreme Black for our outer V. And we're going to take Depth, or maybe we should use this. No, we're going to take this one, Ultimate Taupe, for our transition, because this will be too dark, actually, for brow bone. This will be too dark for that because the lid is so light. So we're going to put this 4th quarter of the lid, outer V, transition, and, well, brow bone, actually. And then Skin Show Nude as our brow arch. And while I'm doing this stuff, I'm going to figure out what we're going to put for lower lash line, because I was thinking of Lilac Dusk, which is why I put the purple under here. But now I'm looking at Lovelace, this shade, just to use something else from this palette. When I pair palettes, I try to keep the number of shadows we use from each one even. Because then otherwise you could have just picked like any one shadow from anywhere. You know what I mean? So if I'm going to pair the palettes, I want to pair the palettes. And so we're doing this to just kind of blend up here a little bit, and we're feathering inward. This is, and I was saying how Mothership 1 does give depth, which it does, but because of where I'm placing the shades, and this is a fluffy-ish type brush, and so I don't get, you know, the full saturation, because I knew that the rest of the lid was going to be light, so I'm like, let me just act like I have some sense here. I have a freckle right here that throws me off, because then it looks like it's a gap between the freckle and the shadow, and it's not. But I do try to fill in where it looks like it's a gap, but then it doesn't always work because there's a freckle. So if you have either one of these, let me know what you think. I feel sometimes people tell me, oh, I purchased such and such Mothership because I saw your videos, and part of me feels bad in a way, but in a way I don't, because some of them may be getting decluttered. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, like they purchased this palette because of my videos, and I'm not even keeping this palette. But then I think of how I say, even though it's a light ethereal look, it's pretty, but it's not my vibe. And so I say things a certain way so that you'll understand, yes, I do really feel it's a pretty look. Is it my vibe? Is it my taste? And the answer is no. So I do. So in that sense, I don't feel bad because I explain why I feel the way I do. And if you've been here, like, you know when something is just like, wow, like, yeah, this is it right here. And other stuff is like, she cute. And so my first reaction is I feel bad. But then when I think about it, I'm like, no, because I do explain, you know, what it is. And so if you like light ethereal looks, then yeah, you will love it. You will absolutely love it without a doubt. I do really believe that. There's something else today I decided to, this is leaking down, down, down. So I thought of something else to get rid of today, and I'm just like, girl, this brush may be, I don't know, we're going to try and do outer V. So we're taking a tape, what does it say? Define crease brush, actually. And this is a Makeup Geek brush. When she had her sale, when she was going out of business, and the brushes were like, I think they were half off or more than that, because I spent like, I think less than $10 per brush. And so I bought 3 of each of the crease brushes. And I use that on for the crease, because you notice I don't do a crease shade. But this for me is perfect for outer V work. And if you do your crease and you have hooded lids like me, this will fit like right in there. So saying that, you don't have to use a brush for what it says to use it for. This brush says it's a blending brush, and you saw I use it as a packer brush. So however a brush works best for you, and that's part of the intro, is using whatever you want to, however you want to. You know, because you need to, oh, that came out very dark there. I wanted to not have it that dark. But this is a black shade, so like, what was I thinking? So we're just going to feather it inward, and actually we're going to take, excuse me, we're not going to take that brush because that has the white bristles. We're going to take this brush, it's a clean one, and we're just going to, so this we are using for blending. This is a clean 230 brush, and so we are using this for blending. Well, actually we're still just placing the brush flat and just pulling it over just to blend it over and the blend up top. Yeah, that came out different than what I thought. This brush did not have anything on it. I don't know what I was thinking, and I do like depth in my looks, but for some reason I was thinking just like a little short, thin outer V, and it turned up being like an outer corner. I should have knew it, because that is a dark shade. I'm going to tap it. No, I'm not going to tap it. I'm going to take the brush we used, not adding shadow to it, because this side looks like this has less shadow here than over here. So we're just going to just press in and pull outward just to get more shadow right here in this area. I don't know if that's the same. I don't know if you just heard that dog bark. I don't know if it's the same neighbors or not, because I remember, it seems like forever ago, I knew when they first got their dog, because like clockwork, around like, you know, 8:45 every morning, it would start to cry. and I don't remember when it was, but I remember saying in videos that I think that's when they would leave for work, and that it was a new pet, a new dog, because it would cry every day like clockwork. And I'm like, they must have just left. And now it actually, when I come up the steps and pass their door, it'll just bark. Like that one bark, how, I don't know if you just heard it or not, but it'll just be like, bark. And that'll be it. And I'm just like, at least it doesn't cry anymore. But it just still is like, what? This side isn't even a V. This side is completely like just feathered. This side is like it has a point. Shoot. So I don't know if that's the same family or the same dog or not. And it's strange here that, like, if you're getting out of your car and like a neighbor's getting out of their car and they walk by you, you know, you look at each other and you say hi. But other than that, some people just be like, they just shoot like straight to their door. And I'm just like, I live here too. Like, why are you acting like you scared? This is not a V anymore. This is just feathered. So I'm trying to just get it to some kind of point. And I'm thinking, I don't want to add more. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go back to the brush that had this shade on it. That's what we're going to do. So we're going to just take that and we're going to put that on the outside and just feather it inward, because I don't want it to get too dark, even though I do like the dark. So I think, yeah, that looks better, I think. Because it just wasn't looking the same to me. And my eyeshadow never looks the same to me from one eye to the next. My facial features, my eyes, my eyebrows are not symmetrical. And I'm not skilled enough to do my eyeshadow and have it look symmetrical. And still it wouldn't, because if I manipulate my shape on this side to make it look the same, something's still going to be off. Either my eyebrow shape is going to be off or just whatever. But I do know some people who can get close, but when I look with my detailed eye, I can still tell, okay, they did such and such to make it look like such and such. Like I can still tell what they did, which to me just kind of defeats the purpose. But we're going to take Ultimate Taupe, this shade here. This is an Hourglass number 6 brush. It's tapered blending brush, and for this one, instead of swiping like we did for other shadows, we're just going to just tap straight in so that we can tap it right over the brow. And honestly, I don't need to do this because we're going to use the Skin Show shade as a brow arch shade. Even though this one we are taking all the way across, we didn't need to because there really wasn't even that much space to cover up. But anyway, I didn't think that through. So all of these, we're done with all of those brushes. Your hair clink. Now we're going to take this brush. This is a teeny tiny pointed pencil brush, and it is an ESOM V09. And we're going to take this for our brow arch. And so that's just going to go right here. Excuse me if you heard that in my throat. If you don't know, I belch, gurgle, and hiccup randomly through videos. It's always unintentional. So I don't know if you heard that or not, but if so, excuse me. So that's all we're going to do with that. We're going to go back with the brush that we used for our brow bone shade. Where is the brush? Now it wants to hide from me. So you know what? I put a brush away and then it's like I need to grab it again. So this is the brush we use for Ultimate Taupe, and we're just going to sweep this over just to blend a little bit. But for me, I find that using these Skin Show shades as a brow arch, it doesn't blend out. Like wherever I put it, it just stays. This eye is tearing, but I do want to put color under here. And I think we are going to go back to, oh, shit. That hit my breast. That thing hurts. This thing is heavy. We're going to go back to Divine Rose 7. We used 3 shades out of here. How many did we use out of Subliminal? We used 1, 2, 3. We used 3 shades, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 out of here. And we used 3 out of Divine Rose. So we're going to take this shade, which is Love Lace, and we're going to put that on our lower lash line. This side is wet right here, so I'm going to do this side second. I think I'm kind of liking not having them track lights on. But I'll see when I play it back, like what it looks like. Because things look different. Well, even when I'm editing, things look different than when I watch videos on my TV. It's just something about a big screen TV that you just see stuff and it's just like, oh shit. Did I tell you I curse sometimes? Damn, I didn't. Oh, I just did it again. This is wet right here. That's the last part of my intro, is that I curse sometimes in my videos because I curse sometimes, period. And that side came down further and it looks brighter because it's wet over there. So let's come back here and just bring this down some and put this here. So apologies if that caught you off guard. And now we're gonna take some of that puffed up into my eye. So that is that. I think I did okay for just sitting here looking at it for like a few minutes and then deciding what was going to go where. For our upper lash line, we're going to use a Lethal Cosmetics gel eyeliner, which came in the large mystery bag, and this shade is Phase. Y'all know I want to do like a green or blue or something, but we're not. We're going to use this shade, which is this color. I used to say it was like a reddish, but it's more like a purplish, burgundy-ish type something. I am horrible at describing colors, so sometimes I wonder, like, why do I even still continue to try? This is an ESOM T03. The font is white, and you see the ferrule is silver. So it's like, how am I supposed to see that? I'm always looking at these ESOM brushes like, what is that? And I should know by heart by now because I use them so much. But I don't. Right now I'm trying to think of a lip. You know, and I did pull one out, and it's a dark one because I like a dark lip. I like a dark eye look and a dark lip. It was amazing to me when I sat here and I'm like, oh, I can also get rid of such and such. Because I'm just like, but when I do the declutter, I will explain like why I'm getting rid of what I'm getting rid of. But y'all some of y'all might think I bumped my head, and maybe I did. I don't know. Who knows? I have a Ford Escape, and sometimes I think it's higher up than it is because I'll open the door and I'll hit my head on the thing because I don't bend down far enough to get in. I lie to you not, y'all. I'm clumsy. I bought this vehicle in September 2017. This is 2024, and every now and then I'll get in it and still bump my head. Like, what the hell? Like, y'all, I'm telling you, I don't know what I don't know what be going on in my mind sometimes. Having a vehicle that long, it should be muscle memory. How far to stoop down to get in it without bumping my head. That didn't show up too much over here. It's sensible though, especially for over the mobile lid because it's not like boom pow over the eyeshadows we use and it being an ethereal look. And I do like the look. So I have some thinking to do because I don't always want to have to pair. But because of how I did this look, it is nice. That inner corner shade, I'm seeing that shift when I turn. That's cute. And I like how it does blend in with that second shade. So that is, no, it's not it. Lancome Sills Boost mascara base, excuse me, and the Fenty Hella Thick mascara. I am ready to open up another mascara, but I want to make sure the Hella Thick is done. Because all of my mascaras at this point are black. And so I don't want to have open multiple mascaras at one time. Because I do actually want to use them up. And that's why I like the minis. Because I do use up the minis. And I like using stuff up. I was excited when the Pat McGrath primer wasn't pumping from in the airless pump. Because I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is really almost done. And for that to be 1 ounce, you know what? I think just now I realized why the primer is done and I still have this much foundation. And what I had to do for the primer, because it pumped once and then it stopped. And so I took the lid off. I'm digressing, I know. I took the lid off and I could still see some around the nozzle and some here. So I took a lipstick applicator, wiped around the nozzle, put that on my palette, and I used that same lipstick applicator and scooped some from here. But this is, I think I have one more use out of here. But I just now, when I said it, I realized why the primer got done and I still have foundation left, even though they're both 1 fluid ounce. And I believe it's because the primer is thicker. And so when you pump it, you know, it pumps out a thick pump. Well, a thick batch of the primer, whereas the foundation is very runny, is very sheer. So that one pump, you know, it goes a long way. Let me know if that makes sense to you. And I don't even know why it matters to me, like why. Because I'm like, they're both 1 ounce. Why is one done and one not? And I remember saying in the video before that how come I have, you know, this little bit of primer left, but a lot of foundation left. But I think that's why. Let me know if that makes sense to you. That the primer is thicker, so it pumps out more. It's a thicker stream than the foundation, which is very sheer and is very thin, almost watery actually. But I really like it. I didn't even put on concealer. I do want to try the Fenty concealer. And people are saying if you want coverage, it's not going to give you coverage, because even though it says it's medium coverage and it's buildable, they're saying it's not really covering. But then I don't look for a lot of coverage, and I don't mind if some of my under eye discoloration pokes through. And even with the Pat foundation, I used to always use concealer with it. But because now I have 010, sometimes my under eye discoloration looks darker than other times, but I have been getting a lot of sleep because of my migraine med, and so that helps my under eye discoloration. And so I don't have on concealer today, just a Pat foundation, and that is very sheer. And usually it doesn't cover hardly any of my under eye discoloration, which is why I usually feel like, okay, let me put on concealer. But so I'm thinking, like, do I even want to? And the concealer I have open now is almost done, I think. And even though I have a backup, I'm like, okay, before I open a backup, I can try the Fenty one. And if that works, you know, just keep using that. But I do believe the concealer, the PAO is, yeah, the PAO is 2 years. And so I would still use it up even if I was rotating between that and another concealer. But because I don't always use concealers, I'm like, why? This is what we're using for our lips. This might be too dark. Who am I saying this? Excuse me for yelling. Who am I saying that something is too dark? You know what, y'all? I'm getting on my own damn nerves. Because the eye look is like, I don't know what the hell is happening to me. We want to do a brown. Let's do the brown. And this is my lighter brown. The darker brown is this one. You know what? I'm annoyed at myself right now because I like a dark eye look, didn't do that. I like a dark lip, I'm not doing that. So I'm just like, what the I was about to say that word. Like, what? Like, who gave me a sensible moment? We have on a sensible eyeliner, a sensible lip. And I do agree, everything I did is pretty. I do. You know what? Sometimes the ethereal looks that y'all know I don't prefer for me, when I post them on Instagram, sometimes someone will say, oh, this is my favorite look you've done. And I'm like, thanks. Even though they can't see me in my mind, I'm like, thanks. I like dark smoky swamp water, but thanks. And it's all relative. It's like what you like, you know what I mean? And what I appreciate, though, is those of you who watch me and my preferred aesthetic is not your preferred aesthetic. Like, if you like monochromatic looks or if you like light ethereal looks, y'all still watch me grunge out stuff, do the funky liner, make the look a little punkish. Y'all watch the swamp water stuff, and I appreciate that, because some people only watch people who do looks that they actually would do. You know what I'm saying? And I do enjoy doing different types of things because I do think it adds variety to my channel, not just all the same types of looks. And so maybe that's why y'all watch, or y'all just like watching my little goofy ass. This was Sephora collection number 54, Autumn Wind. Y'all know what we're gonna do just because we can, because we're using Pat stuff. This Notoriously Morbid liquid lipstick is separating. We're not using this, but that just caught my eye that it was separating. I think this might be too light for this. This is Lavendaring. Thank you, Melina. Said your name right. Woo, woo. Oh, I usually say her name wrong. She sent me this, and it does look nice over black lip. And when I wore it on its own, it was way too light, and I ended up putting the Nema Tang gloss on top of it because this does show up dark. And then I'm like, okay, this is nice. And so I don't think I've tried this over a dark brown lip. So we're going to see. So this is for you, Melina. So over the number 54 Autumn Wind Sephora collection, it's called Lip Cream Stain Liquid Lipstick. That's what it's called. And I wore this in my Notoriously Morbid video for one of the looks. And she was like, oh, what was that? And I do think it was this one. If it wasn't that one, I do think it was that one though. If it wasn't that one, it was this one, which is number 27, Black Cherry. But I do recommend these, Melina. Not on sale. I think they're almost 15 bucks a piece. And when Sephora collection stuff is 30% off, they're like $10 and some change. And so I do recommend them because they are inexpensive and they're very pretty. And they do have lighter colors too, like nude for whatever your complexion is. They have berry tones, red tones. But me, I have all the dark ones. Oh! I think I want to put this all the way across. Because when I turn this way, it's fine. But when I look this way, it's like something's missing. Oh! I done found another combination. Here's to trying new things. Thank you, Melina. Wow. I really do like how this looks. This is shiny. So now we know over black lip and over whatever color this is. And definitely over the darker one that I showed. This is a nice pairing. I'm liking this. This is the finished look, y'all. We done did all the things. I'm loving the face. I did a lot to the face. I keep saying a lot because I don't know. When I don't film every day, when I sit here to film, I'm just like, what's happening? And I'm sleepy and I'm hungry. So again, we have paired the VII 7. I'm laughing because it's not the VII 7, it's the VII Mothership 7. Because I'm still just like, I don't know what to do. I'm gonna look through my gallery and then we'll see. You'll see my declutter video, I think, tomorrow, if you watch things linear. And this is Subliminal, this one right here, Mothership number 1 Subliminal. I do like the look though, but I need to see, because another thing for me is if I'm doing looks, and I could have did a screenshot right there. Okay, hold up, wait a minute. So let's see, get the shadows off and get the glares off. That was our screenshot. So, because if I use a palette and I'm looking through my gallery and I have several looks similar to what I've done, I'm like, I don't need to keep all of these palettes if the looks are going to be the same. And not even if they're the same, but even similar, because one day to the next, like, nobody would know it was different palettes or different stuff that you used. And so that's something I think about as well. But I do like this look. Let me scoot this way again so I can put the picture over here. So let me know what you think. That dark shade, extreme black, it got away from me. It is a dark shade, it is an extreme black. But I do like how all the colors blended together. I do enjoy the option to pair palettes. Again, I just don't want it to be a requirement. You know what I mean? And I don't know though. Some things I've taken out of the declutter, some things I put in, some things I took out and then put back. And so I'm just like, but once I make a decision, it's done. and I've already taken pictures, and I've already typed out in the memo function in my phone like what the descriptions are going to be, because all of that stuff will be in my Mercari store. So if you need the hiccup, you know, try to keep it internal and not make it loud. Excuse me. So if you see something in my Mercari store that you would like, message me first and let me know that you are also, you know, part of the Crazy Troll Nation, because I do negotiate and take a few dollars off for people who watch my videos. Just random people, when they send in offers, 9 times out of 10 I decline it. But you know, if you're a part of the Crazy Troll Nation, I will take a few bucks off. So, but message me first so I know. Yeah, so I'm liking the look. Surprisingly, the tearing didn't ruin the makeup. I'm loving the lip. And I think it goes with the eye look, because you got the sparkle here, you got the sparkle right here. But yeah, we did good, y'all. Thank you so much for being here. Let me know your thoughts. And as always, let me know too about the lighting. Which may be neither here nor there, because by the time you see this, I may have decided to not put the track lighting on anymore. I don't know. You know what I'll do? No. Yeah, when I post a short, I'll ask in my community tab. But then by then it'll still be, it's not going to make sense, because the time frame won't line up. Anyway, let me just go, because I'm trying to figure stuff out that I don't need to be sitting here trying to outwardly process. But thank you for listening, though. I appreciate it, and I appreciate you for being here. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment. Look to see if the perks are worth it to you for joining. I am enjoying the additional communication with the official Troll fam, and yeah, I'm excited for February, because things are changing. Things are changing, and I'm excited about it. So thank you again to each and every one of you. As always, self-acceptance, self-love, that is the Crazy Troll Nation way. Thank you, and you will see me soon.